In our interconnected world, robust infrastructure is the backbone of economic growth, societal well-being, and technological advancement. It shapes the daily experiences of citizens and the global competitiveness of nations. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 countries renowned for their exceptional infrastructure. Stay till the end. Sweden. In the heart of Northern Europe, Sweden stands as a model of modern infrastructure seamlessly woven into its stunning natural landscape. With a population of around 10.5 million, this Scandinavian country spans from the Arctic Circle to the southern shores of the Baltic Sea, featuring a mix of vibrant cities, dense forests, and vast lakes. Sweden's geographical diversity has pushed it to develop an infrastructure system that is not only highly functional but also deeply integrated into the everyday rhythms of life. Sweden's cities such as Stockholm, Gothenburg, and Malmö are prime examples of forward-thinking urban development. These urban centers are well-planned, compact, and efficiently connected by layers of transport networks that include underground metros, trams, buses, and bicycle lanes. Stockholm's subway system, known locally as the tunnelbana, is a symbol of both artistic expression and engineering precision, renowned for being one of the cleanest and most punctual systems in Europe. Public transportation in Swedish cities is not only reliable, but accessible, with nearly every district linked through a combination of land and water-based options. Outside the urban areas, Sweden's road and rail infrastructure reflects a national focus on long-term durability and smart investment. The road network stretches over 215,000 kilometers and includes well-maintained highways and scenic rural routes that make travel efficient even through remote regions. These roads are designed to withstand harsh weather conditions, a crucial factor in a country where winter can dominate the landscape for several months each year. Safety measures, smart signage, and digital traffic management systems contribute to making Swedish roads among the safest in the world. Sweden's railway system is equally robust. It features an extensive network that connects virtually all major towns and cities, facilitating both passenger and freight transport. Trains in Sweden are known for their punctuality, comfort, and high quality of service. The main rail artery linking Stockholm to Gothenburg and Malmö is a lifeline of domestic commerce and mobility, while international connections like the Öresund Bridge allow for seamless travel to neighboring Denmark. The bridge itself is an engineering marvel, part tunnel, part bridge spanning nearly 8 kilometers across the Öresund Strait. It represents the type of ambitious infrastructure projects that Sweden embraces, those that foster regional integration and long-term utility. Sweden's rise to infrastructure excellence has not happened by accident. It is the product of decades of deliberate policy choices, generous public funding, and a cultural emphasis on equality and accessibility. Government agencies work hand in hand with local municipalities and private companies to ensure that infrastructure isn't just built, it's planned with foresight and maintained with care. If you're traveling between cities, its infrastructure doesn't try to overwhelm the landscape, it complements it. It isn't flashy, but highly effective. Sweden's achievement lies in its ability to make infrastructure feel invisible, not because it lacks presence, but because it simply works. Finland. Tucked in the northeastern corner of Europe, Finland is a land defined by contrasts: icy winters and vibrant summers, sprawling forests and high-tech urban centers, serene lakes and cutting-edge design. With a population of just over 5.5 million, spread across a country nearly the size of Germany, Finland faces a unique infrastructure challenge, connecting a small, widely dispersed population across vast and often harsh terrain. And yet, Finland has excelled at doing just that, creating an infrastructure system that's not only efficient but also deeply attuned to the needs of its people and environment. At the heart of Finland's success lies its well-integrated transport network. Despite the low population density, the country boasts a highly functional road system that spans over 450,000 kilometers, including a mix of highways, local roads, and municipal routes that remain accessible even during the depths of winter. Snow removal and winter road maintenance are a science in Finland, highly automated, swift, and remarkably effective. These roads aren't just lifelines for rural communities. They're crucial arteries that link the nation's economic hubs to one another and to the rest of Europe. The Finnish rail network also plays a pivotal role in keeping the country connected. Operated by VR Group, Finland's national rail system includes over 5,900 kilometers of track and connects major cities like Helsinki, Tampere, Turku, and Oulu with reliable, punctual service. The trains are known for their comfort, cleanliness, and user-friendly design, and many routes offer high-speed connections and double-decker carriages for a smoother long-distance journey. In addition to passenger trains, the rail network supports a significant volume of freight, essential to Finland's forest and manufacturing industries. Helsinki, Finland's capital, is a standout example of effective urban planning and public infrastructure. Its public transport system, which includes buses, trams, commuter trains, and a metro line, is integrated under a unified ticketing platform and widely regarded as one of the most efficient in the world. The city's metro system may be modest in size, but it is clean, safe, and deeply embedded into the daily routines of residents. Trams, meanwhile, glide smoothly through the historic streets of Helsinki, contributing to a calm and orderly urban flow. Outside the capital, cities like Tampere and Espoo are developing their own sophisticated transit systems, including the newly launched Tampere Light Rail. Another hallmark of Finnish infrastructure is its approach to public buildings and architecture. Finnish cities and towns blend contemporary design with functionality in a way that reflects the nation's deep respect for nature and simplicity. From beautifully designed libraries and schools to award-winning public saunas and sports centers, Finnish infrastructure often serves not just a functional purpose but a cultural one as well. Finland also invests heavily in connectivity between urban and rural areas. Even in the remote Lapland region, where the northern lights dance in the sky and reindeer outnumber people, roads, airports, and services remain reliable and accessible. Regional airports provide air connections to distant corners of the country, making it possible to travel quickly even across Finland's vast stretches of wilderness. This country infrastructural excellence isn't about towering skyscrapers or mega projects. Instead, it's a triumph of precision, consistency, and deep respect for the rhythms of both nature and human life. China. Few countries in modern history have transformed their physical landscape as rapidly and dramatically as China. Home to over 1.4 billion people across an area nearly the size of the entire European continent, China has approached infrastructure not just as a necessity, but as a foundational pillar of national development. Over the past few decades, it has built a vast and versatile infrastructure network that supports its booming cities, underpins its economic ambitions, and connects regions from remote mountain provinces to its vibrant coastal megacities. Nowhere is this transformation more visible than in China's urban centers. Cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou have become icons of modern infrastructure, defined by their towering skylines, extensive subway systems, and carefully orchestrated urban planning. Shanghai's metro system, for instance, is the world's longest, spanning more than 800 kilometers and serving millions of passengers daily. It operates with remarkable efficiency and punctuality, despite its scale and achievement that reflects China's broader commitment to building infrastructure that works not just for today, but for decades to come. The road infrastructure across China is another testament to the country's engineering ambition. China's national expressway network, known as the G-Series, is the largest highway system in the world. With over 160,000 kilometers of expressways connecting every major city and economic zone, it rivals the U.S. interstate system not only in scale, but in modernity. The quality of the roads, supported by continuous investment and stringent maintenance standards, has drastically improved connectivity across regions that once seemed worlds apart. What used to be multi-day journeys can now be covered in hours. China's rail system stands as one of its proudest infrastructure achievements. The high-speed rail HSR network, launched only in 2008, has since grown to over 42,000 kilometers, making it the longest in the world by far. Trains regularly exceed speeds of 300 kilometers per hour, connecting megacities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou with cities far inland in a fraction of the time it used to take. The experience aboard these trains is sleek, fast, and surprisingly serene, offering a futuristic alternative to air travel for hundreds of millions of people every year. But infrastructure in China is not just about size and speed, it's also about integration. The seamless interconnectivity between different transport modes, airports linked to subways, bus terminals next to high-speed rail stations, wide roads feeding into logistic hubs, creates an efficient and adaptable system. This has helped China sustain a domestic supply chain at a scale unparalleled in the world, allowing both people and goods to move with a precision that fuels economic momentum. One striking aspect of China's infrastructural development is its focus on regional equity. Major investment has not only been funneled into coastal cities but also into the country's vast interior and western regions. Cities like Chengdu, Xi'an, and Urumqi are now modern, well-connected hubs, standing in stark contrast to their relatively isolated status just a few decades ago. China has also pushed the boundaries of engineering with record-breaking bridges, tunnels, and port developments. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, the longest sea-crossing bridge in the world, is a stunning example of this ambition, spanning more than 55 kilometers across the Pearl River Delta and combining bridges, undersea tunnels, and artificial islands. Projects like this are as much feats of imagination as they are of concrete and steel. Urban development in China goes hand in hand with infrastructure expansion. Entire cities have been built or redesigned with smart zoning, mixed-use districts, and advanced construction materials. While sometimes criticized for the pace of construction, China's build it fast, refine it later approach has proven effective at rapidly creating functional living environments. Residential areas often come equipped with schools, clinics, public parks, and retail space, all within walking distance, a concept that supports both efficiency and community life. Of course, managing infrastructure on this scale requires constant upkeep and adaptation. The Chinese government continues to invest heavily in modernization efforts, especially in older cities where infrastructure is being upgraded to meet new standards of sustainability, accessibility, and resilience. While challenges remain, particularly in balancing growth with environmental impact and ensuring quality across regions, China has shown a consistent capacity to execute complex infrastructure projects at breakneck speed and massive scale. What sets China apart is its unrelenting focus on infrastructure as both a symbol and instrument of national progress. Roads, bridges, and railways are not just physical structures. They are expressions of a vision for the future, of a country connected, mobile, and prepared to lead on the global stage. Singapore. Singapore is a country unlike any other. Tucked at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, this small island nation covers just over 700 square kilometers, roughly half the size of London, but is home to more than 5.9 million people. With limited land and no natural resources to fall back on, Singapore has become a masterclass in how meticulous planning, efficient engineering, and long-term vision can turn a compact island into one of the most advanced infrastructure ecosystems in the world. The very layout of Singapore is a testament to its philosophy of infrastructure as destiny. From the moment you arrive at Changi Airport, often ranked the world's best, you're immersed in a transport system that works like clockwork. Roads are wide, clean, and meticulously maintained, framed by greenery and efficient signage. Despite the city's density, traffic rarely feels chaotic thanks to a rigorous system of vehicle quotas, electronic road pricing (ERP), and top-tier traffic management that keeps cars flowing at a steady pace. Public transportation is the true backbone of daily life. The Mass Rapid Transit MRT system spans nearly every corner of the island, with sleek air-conditioned trains arriving every few minutes like clockwork. From the heart of the financial district to the suburban outskirts, the MRT makes it possible to commute across the country in under an hour. Stations are well lit, accessible, and integrated with shopping malls, food courts, and bus interchanges, creating a seamless web of mobility. Buses are also punctual and comprehensive, connecting places that lie outside MRT coverage with quiet efficiency. Bus stops are digitized, and many feature real-time arrival boards and shaded seating. In Singapore, waiting for public transport doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like a well-orchestrated part of your routine. But Singapore's infrastructure extends far beyond movement. The city's skyline tells the story of a nation that has built upward, not outward. Singapore's built environment is both functional and visionary. Skyscrapers double as environmental regulators, integrating vertical gardens and wind ventilation systems, while residential buildings are designed not only for density, but for dignity. The Housing and Development Board (HDB) manages public housing for more than 80% of the population, creating thoughtfully planned neighborhoods with schools, parks, clinics, and supermarkets all within walking distance. Underground development is another remarkable frontier of Singaporean infrastructure. A growing network of underground highways, pedestrian walkways, and even utility systems help optimize the use of limited land above ground. Entire malls, train lines, and utility corridors operate below street level, freeing up space for parks and public areas in the open air. It's a layered approach to infrastructure that few cities have mastered so comprehensively. Pedestrian life in Singapore is safe and comfortable. Covered walkways protect from sun and rain, crosswalks are placed with care, and public spaces are clean, inviting, and always functional. The government invests heavily in the upkeep of shared spaces, making the city not only efficient but also pleasant to experience on foot or by bike. Urban planning in Singapore operates on a horizon few others can match. The Urban Redevelopment Authority (U.S.A.) works on 10 and 20-year plans that anticipate population growth, shifting work trends, and environmental constraints. Entire districts are reimagined with precision. For example, the transformation of the Marina Bay area from reclaimed land into a thriving financial and recreational district was no accident. It was planned decades in advance and executed in carefully phased stages. Infrastructure in Singapore is not just about aesthetics or innovation, it's deeply tied to equity and function. There's a sense that every inch of the city has been thought through because, in many ways, it has. Singapore's ability to balance form and function in such a tight geographical space is one of the greatest infrastructure feats of our time. It demonstrates that scale isn't always the defining factor, rather, it's vision, discipline, and a people-first mindset that turn roads, buildings, and transit lines into the foundation of a thriving modern society. United States. Spanning a vast and diverse landscape, the United States is home to over 330 million people, making it the third most populous country in the world. With terrain that ranges from the Appalachian and Rocky Mountains to expansive prairies, deserts, and 3 major coastlines, the U.S. faces a unique challenge creating and maintaining infrastructure that serves a wide range of environments and demographic patterns. Yet the country has managed to not only rise to the challenge, but in many areas lead the way globally. The United States infrastructure is remarkable not only for its scale, but also for its technological leadership. The country is crisscrossed by over 6.5 million kilometers of public roads and one of the most expansive and complex interstate highway systems ever built. This road network supports the world's largest car-owning population and underpins a massive logistics and freight industry that moves goods swiftly across thousands of miles. Meanwhile, its freight rail system, by far the busiest in the world, transports over 1.5 billion tons of cargo annually, playing an indispensable role in trade and manufacturing. Air travel in the U.S. is equally massive in scale and importance. With major hubs like Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, and Los Angeles International Airport, the country operates some of the busiest and most connected airports globally. These aviation giants not only connect domestic passengers across the vast territory, but serve as key gateways to international business and tourism. This is further supported by a dense network of regional airports, making air travel accessible to most Americans within a few hours' drive. Digital infrastructure is another area where the U.S. stands at the forefront. Ranking first in the Network Readiness Index, the United States benefits from extensive broadband coverage, advanced mobile networks, and a rapidly expanding 5G rollout. One of the most significant developments in recent years is the passage of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act in 2021. This $1.2 trillion legislative package represents one of the largest infrastructure investments in U.S. history. It provides funding for a wide range of projects, like repairing aging roads and bridges, expanding broadband internet, to underserved communities, upgrading public transit, investing in clean drinking water systems, and modernizing ports and airports. The act marks a turning point in addressing decades of deferred maintenance and underinvestment while preparing the country for future economic and environmental challenges. What distinguishes the United States is not only the breadth of its infrastructure, but the dynamic relationship between public institutions and private enterprise. Public funding often lays the foundation, building highways, airports, and power grids, while private industry brings innovation, efficiency, and technological advancement. This synergy has allowed the U.S. to maintain its competitive edge, adapt quickly to emerging needs, and remain a global standard bearer in infrastructure excellence. In a world where infrastructure is increasingly viewed not just as a matter of engineering, but as a foundation for societal health, economic equity, and environmental sustainability, the United States is positioning itself to lead. Its sheer scale, unmatched innovation ecosystem, and renewed political will make it the most formidable infrastructure powerhouse on the planet today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you for watching. Until next time.